8 signs that reveal someone has hidden resentment towards you. There's something unsettling about being around someone who's pretending to be friendly, but you can't shake the feeling that something is off. Their words might sound sweet, but their energy feels colder than it should. Have you ever had that gut feeling that someone might be harboring resentment or hidden negative feelings towards you? It's a tricky thing to deal with, especially when the person in question is someone close to you. In today's video, we're going to explore 8 signs that can reveal whether someone is harboring hidden resentment towards you. These subtle signals may not always be obvious, but when you start paying attention to them, you might find that the person you thought you could trust isn't as friendly as they seem. Psychologist Carl Jung referred to this type of unconscious emotional baggage as the shadow. The shadow is the part of ourselves that we repress, often because it's uncomfortable or painful to acknowledge. But the shadow doesn't stay hidden. It manifests in our interactions with others, particularly when we suppress negative emotions like resentment, jealousy, or anger. Here are 8 signs that someone might be secretly harboring negative feelings towards you. 1. Passive-aggressive comments. One of the most common signs of hidden resentment is passive-aggressive behavior. Instead of expressing their anger or frustration openly, someone might make subtle, indirect remarks that are designed to provoke you. These comments often have a tone of sarcasm or backhanded compliments that leave you feeling uncomfortable or unsure of how to respond. For example, they might say things like, "Wow, you really look great today," for once, or "I didn't expect you to be so successful with that idea. Nice job." These types of remarks can leave you wondering if they're truly happy for you or if there's a hint of resentment in their words. Jung believed that passive-aggressive behavior is a defense mechanism. People who harbor resentment often feel ashamed of their negative feelings and express them in indirect ways instead of confronting their emotions head-on. 2. Withholding praise or recognition. Another sign that someone is harboring resentment towards you is their reluctance to give you credit when it's due. Whether it's an achievement, an accomplishment, or a job well done, they might deliberately avoid acknowledging your success or downplay it. They may even go so far as to say something like, "Oh, it was just a lucky break," or "Anyone could have done that." By refusing to acknowledge your hard work or success, they're sending a clear message that they're not happy for you, and they may even feel threatened by your progress. In Jungian terms, this behavior could be linked to the individual's inability to deal with their own feelings of inadequacy or jealousy. Rather than celebrating your success, they project their own feelings of insecurity onto you. 3. Undermining your achievements. If someone is harboring hidden resentment, they may try to undermine your achievements at every turn. Whether it's subtly dismissing your accomplishments or offering unsolicited criticism, they want to make sure that your success doesn't shine too brightly. They might make comments like, "That's not as impressive as you think," or "I could have done it better." This undermining behavior comes from a place of envy. Jung explained that people often feel the need to downplay the achievements of others in order to avoid confronting their own sense of failure. If they feel like they're not measuring up to you, they'll try to belittle your accomplishments in an attempt to feel better about themselves. 4. Avoiding emotional intimacy. If someone has hidden resentment towards you, they may start pulling away emotionally. You may notice that they're no longer as warm or open with you as they once were. They might avoid deeper conversations or brush off your attempts to connect on a more intimate level. Jung believed that this type of emotional distancing is a defense mechanism. When people are struggling with repressed emotions like resentment, they may try to distance themselves from the person they feel anger towards in order to protect themselves from confronting uncomfortable feelings. 5. Criticizing you for small things. People who secretly harbor resentment often find themselves picking apart the small details of your behavior. Suddenly, everything you do or say seems to irritate them. They may criticize you for things that wouldn't have bothered them before, like the way you talk, dress, or even eat. This is a classic sign of repressed resentment. Jung suggested that when someone can't express their true feelings of anger or frustration, they often focus on trivial matters as a way to release their pent-up emotions. These small criticisms are a way of trying to regain control over the relationship by making you feel inadequate. 6. Distance or coldness. Another subtle sign of hidden resentment is a noticeable shift in the way someone behaves around you. They may become cold, distant, or withdrawn, especially when you need them most. If someone was once warm and supportive but is now emotionally distant, it could be a sign that something has shifted beneath the surface. Jung believed that emotional distance is a form of defense. When someone is unable to confront their own negative emotions, they may withdraw to avoid dealing with the tension that arises from their unresolved feelings of resentment. 7. Being dismissive of your problems. People who harbor resentment towards you may also become dismissive of your struggles or problems. Instead of offering support or empathy, they might respond with indifference or even hostility. They might say things like, "That's not a big deal," or "You're overreacting." This dismissive behavior stems from a lack of emotional connection. Jung argued that when we repress negative emotions like resentment, we lose the ability to empathize with others. The manipulator may refuse to acknowledge your feelings because they're struggling to deal with their own internal conflicts. 8. Suddenly being too nice. Finally, one of the most puzzling signs of hidden resentment is when someone suddenly becomes excessively kind or overly accommodating. This behavior often comes after a period of emotional distance or criticism. It can feel strange or forced, like they're trying to make up for something they did wrong. This sudden shift can be a way of masking their true feelings. They might be trying to win you back or cover up the resentment they've been harboring. In Jungian terms, this behavior is a form of projection, where the person's negative feelings are unconsciously projected onto you, and their overly nice behavior is an attempt to mask their guilt or shame. In conclusion, hidden resentment can be a difficult thing to spot, especially when the person who harbors it is someone close to you. But by paying attention to these subtle signs, you can protect yourself from toxic relationships and reclaim your emotional well-being. If someone's behavior starts to shift in ways that don't feel right, trust your instincts. You deserve to be around people who genuinely support you and care about your happiness. Thank you for watching, and make sure to subscribe for more videos on personal growth and emotional intelligence. Take care, and remember, you are worthy of healthy, loving relationships.